morning.
So, since this is the last day of the conference, it looks like Friday. Okay.
For us.
Way less people, but that means that the discussion could be more heated in this cozy atmosphere. We work with different educational institutions around the globe, in different regions, in different countries, in the US, in Mexico, in the Netherlands, in Saudi Arabia, and most of them, not many, most of the universities, they face a common challenge of attracting international students, hunting their students from abroad. And today, I would like to introduce Marina Drozd. Marina knows everything about attracting international students in the Netherlands, and I kindly ask you to share your experience with us.
Thank you.
Do you need the mic?
One, two, three. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I see familiar faces. I know that you already know me from the previous days. So welcome. My name is Marina Drozd. I'm a marketing manager for Jalinga Video Studios. But today I will be presenting and speaking about attracting international students to higher education institutions and the Netherlands experience. And why? Because I worked for ex.Nuffic, which is an organization, Netherlands organization for internationalization in education, for 10 years as a marketing manager. So next slide. Okay. So that organization is headquartered in The Hague, and has before 2022 it operated 10 offices around the globe in strategic countries for attracting international students to the Dutch universities. So that was Brazil, Mexico, Indonesia, India, Vietnam, China, Russia. So I worked for Russian subsidiary. The main goal was indeed to promote study in Holland brand around the globe, and to promote particular Dutch institutions in a specific region or country. And what happened, for example, for the Russian market, since the beginning, the amount of Russian students coming to the Netherlands tripled. But let's start about the Netherlands education institutions experience. And to begin with, I would like to speak about the importance of defining your USPs in excelling points on the global arena. And I'm sharing the Dutch USPs, and they were always talking about English taught programs, of course, because they offered in total more than 2,000 programs in English, and that was the unique selling point that they mentioned on everywhere, on each post material, on every presentation overview. Then, of course, high quality of education. The institutions performed very well in international rankings like Times Higher Education Institutions QS and value for money. So they always talk about that for the amount, relatively not a big amount of money, you could receive that high quality of education. And of course, international environment is also very important to stress. And I'm sure it's also important for UAE universities because you can get here international experience at for example, American or Canadian or English universities, but at more affordable price. And of course, career opportunities. It's also very important to speak about career opportunities that are opening for graduates. For example, the Netherlands, they operate a governmental program called Orientation Year, where when a fresh graduate can obtain 1 year visa and look for the job there in the Netherlands. So that were the unique selling points they were always talking about. But by the way, I wanted to ask if some of you represent higher education institutions from UAE. Ah, yes, great. I think it's switched off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thanks.
No?
Okay, can you hear me like this?
Yes.
Okay. Some tools are extremely important for promoting your programs, and scholarships for international students is one of them. In the Netherlands, scholarships are merit-based, so not need-based, but merit-based. And there are two types of scholarships there: government scholarships and university scholarships and tuition fee waivers. So, for example, if it's just a tuition fee waiver of at least 30% from a tuition fee, that's already a great promotion tool that you can use in attracting international students. And next. Of course, international education fairs. Dutch institutions, they before COVID era, they took part in the fall and spring season in many fairs around the globe physically. They were organized by external organizers, of course, and by our head office. And then, of course, online events and fairs during the COVID era popped up, and they became more and more important. Here also we come to the online events. So they did.
I think 1 minute. I'll ask one of the managers. I think we can you hear Marina?
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we can.
Yeah, maybe I can come closer. Online events during the COVID era, especially, they started to be more and more important. And there were many types of online events done by Dutch institutions, like webinars on specific themes and topics, like study business in the Netherlands, that was hosted by 4 leading business schools. So they did this webinar together. We coordinated it and promoted it. Then, of course, online open days. For example, you could do study in Hansa University of Applied Sciences Experience Day. They also asked for their lecturers to host the engaging lectures. They asked for current students of course, from Russia to join this study day. They asked even their parents to join the day, and there was the whole day of activities. And of course, webinars on to promote specific institutions and their programs. Here I mentioned Nijmegen Business School. They promoted their MBA, executive MBA programs, and bachelor in business as well. Then another interesting project, Study at Holland Week, that was organized by our office in collaboration with 15 Dutch institutions. And each day we had lectures and study in Holland and study in specific institutions experienced by students and talks with alumni during the 5 days, and we got approximately over 2,000 registrations, and around I think from 8 to 900 really joined these webinars, and they were also broadcasted live on YouTube. But during that time, at that time, to be honest, I must confess that those webinars were like in its talking head style, and the attrition rate was quite high. And if these webinars could help with the help of Jalinga Studio, they would be looking more interactive and engaging. They would look like this, but during that time, we didn't know, the Dutch institutions, they didn't know about that kind of solution. Now we are bringing it to them as well. So we hope those marketing webinars could look like this. Then social media, of course. It's really important to be present on relevant social media platforms and platforms. It's of course international Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but also for some specific countries, some social media are popular. Like for CIS, it would be Telegram or VK.com. For China, it's of course WeChat, then Viber. So this is really important to be there to present your institution's brand and programs. Newsletter, we also operated this email marketing promotion as well, and you could do it like a digest once a month, introducing your programs, webinars, alumni stories, in students interviews, and some other relevant topics. Then agents network. Of course, it's also important to find trustworthy agents and build this reliable agents network, especially in some particular countries where the parents' influence on students' choice is still important, like Asian countries, for example, China or Vietnam. And how you define if it's a trustworthy, reliable agent, just do a little bit of research, what kind of institutions this company collaborate with. Do they have an experience in working with institutions from your country? Then also have a call with them, a meeting, or invite them for a fun trip to your campus here. That's can be really important, especially when you recruit, for example, bachelor students. And as I told, like parents' influence is still very important, sometimes, especially in some countries. Then contests, like these special campaigns we hosted not that often, maybe once a year, but it was like more branding and building awareness campaign. We did it together with 5 Dutch institutions. They offered a free summer course, and we did it in partnership with KLM, that is Royal Dutch Airlines, and they sponsored tickets for the contest winners. The idea was to take part in the competition and get a chance to win summer school in the Netherlands and plane tickets by KLM. One of the assignments was like they need to take a picture of something Dutch in their cities, and then post it to the platform, write a small essay, and then share it, of course, on social media. And the jury, they chose the winner, and the winner, of course, had to post for us on Instagram the experience. So that campaigns we also host. So some tips and tricks. Of course, try to localize your post materials, your roll-ups. If you're traveling to the fair, for example, I don't know, in China, it's really important to have localized brochures, booklets, roll-ups. Then you also might think of creating a local landing page or even a website in local language, and then also do some social media communities and accounts in local language, as I also explained before. Then build an alumni network. Alumni network is vital for the Dutch institutions, and the example is on the picture. You can see here, if you know him, this is Mark Rutte, the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, and he came to us to open Holland Alumni Network officially. So the alumni, they're not only just like ambassadors of your institution or your study program, they become an ambassador of your country. For example, I myself, I also an alumni of Dutch University. I studied at the Hague University of Applied Sciences, and I became an ambassador of the Netherlands during my lifetime. But you can also seek for an assistance from alumni in different countries if you're traveling for the fair, or if you're hosting a webinar, or you can ask for their interviews to post on social media or website or in newsletter. But it's really important to build this community. For example, in the Netherlands, they have the whole Holland Alumni Network. They host events for them, online events, and live in the Netherlands or even in different countries. So yeah, this is very important. Then collaborate with influencers, of course, bloggers on Instagram or TikTok. This is very important. I just shared one example how we did promotions with bloggers on Instagram. And I also wanted to mention, like, try to also use user-generated content on Instagram, and the techniques how we use it. For example, we asked all the students at Dutch institutions that we knew to do an Instagram takeover for 2 weeks. A new student, new university, new study program. They posted, they did stories, they posted posts, they answered questions, and this account, it was growing organically with no money put in promotion or with no money on advertising. It was growing by itself because students, they were always like sharing each other's posts on stories, and we did it in a way of contest also. So the student that did this takeover for us, they received just a small rewards of I think it was like something like Dutch Amazon cards for 30 euro or something like that. So I think that was more or less it I wanted to share with you. And yeah, if you have any questions regarding this topic, then feel free to ask, or also you can write to me an email. You can also send a connect on LinkedIn, of course. I would be more than happy to discuss, and you can of course approach me today. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much.
You go to present this?
Yes, yes. Good afternoon, all right?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again.
We can check with the mic. Check with them.
Okay. So today I will participate for a presentation, but from our studio. So I will be there. You will see me on this screen. I will compare between the educational system in our time, say,